record it. So welcome everybody. My name is Connie Houlihan, soon to be legally changed to Connie Rose. I am so thrilled that you guys are taking the time to be here with me. And if you're catching the replay, like hi to everyone there too. I know everybody's busy this time of year between Christmas and New Year's. There's a lot going on, and I appreciate that you took some time to be with me. I will share with you everything I can and as succinctly as possible. And if you have questions, I'll have time for questions. We're going to save all the questions for the end. So if you have questions, like write them down. Or if you put them in the chat, just know I won't be reading them until the end. Okie doke. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen. Okie doke. And then I'm also going to, I saw that there were some people that came in, but I don't. Oh, here we go. Admit. And then I'm going to have Miss Wendy. I'm going to make you co-host, Wendy, so that if people come in, you could, everybody could put themselves on mute. That would be great. And oh, thank you, Tammy, for sending the playlist. You're amazing. Okay, so when I go to screen share, for some reason, I'm not seeing who's coming in. So Wendy, if you could admit people, that would be fantastic.
All right, I'm on my phone. Can you hear me?
Yes. Are you seeing where people are coming in?
No, it's just saying 2 people entered the waiting room. Oh, then it has a thing popping up that says view. I wasn't able to get on my laptop, so I got in on my phone, but I'm not real good at how to use it.
Okay. Is anybody else adept at letting people in on Zoom? Anyone? No? Okay. We'll just do the best we can.
I'm going to keep working on trying to get on my laptop.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to screen share. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. So it should say losing weight with frequencies presented by Connie Houlihan. Welcome. So to the right is the software that I'm going to be talking to you guys about. So first of all, welcome again. Everyone that's on here, you could be different buckets of people. So I invited my Facebook family and friends. So you might be hearing about frequencies for the very first time. You could be already with using the software. The software is with a company called Solex, and the name of the software is AO Scan. And here's a little picture of what we have, the different parts of the software, and we're going to be talking about that today. And so, or you might be a guest of somebody that invited you. So wherever you're at on that journey, welcome. So I'm going to talk in some pretty basic terms, like you've not heard anything like this before. So for those of you that have the software, thank you for your patience as we kind of go through this. And all questions for the end, that'd be great. Okay. So we have a weight loss strategy with Solex that I've been using for the last 2+ years. I found I got to be a beta tester with this software back in September of 2020. And as some of you know, I lost my son 6 months before then. And this software really has, like, I say this has saved my life. And so when I first got the software, I mostly used the software to help me with my grief. And also I was in a wheelchair and my knees were not working. And so I went from being in a wheelchair to using a walker to using a cane to the last 2.5 years I've been working out at the gym. So I thought, well, if it could be used for that, Like, what else can it be used for, right? And really, the beauty about this software with this frequencies that we have access to, the really, and Tammy can affirm this, like in Scott, the the only thing that's holding you back from doing different things with the software is your imagination, because there's so many different things that this can be used for, truly. So over the last 2.5 years, I've used the Solex AO scanner frequency software. I've also used some of their supplements. I'm going to talk about those too. Really, in this, they have a couple of infrared, like infrared light tools, and it has supported my body so far. I have released. I don't like to say lost, because like, even though I said losing with frequencies, you don't want to lose things because then you can find them back. I want to release it and be done. And so far, I released 130 pounds. And I'm in the process of releasing the remaining 70. So I'm going to share with you exactly how I did that. So this is like my before picture, and in the flyer I said during, because it's not after yet. So this is like a day and if you're not on mute, if you could put yourself on mute, that would be fantastic. So we have I step by step what I do every day. So the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I open up my software tool, and I start with under quick scan. So for those of you that have the software, under quick scan, I do clearing, like it clears your space. And then for me, what I've noticed is I need to be grounded. That has helped a whole lot. It seems like when I start there, it makes such a difference. So I start with clearing, and then I go to grounding, which is under the 3-minute boost. The clearing takes about 30 seconds, and the grounding takes 3 minutes. The next thing that I do with the software is I go to the easy scan function. So easy scan is the second button down, and we start with the inner voice audio. And this is I don't even know what my favorite part is, but this is like one of the top, like I had three parts that are like my favorites. And so the inner voice though is what I started with, and inner voice helps balance your emotions. So here's the thing. Even the AMA, which, not a big fan, but even the AMA says that 85% of all dis-ease has an emotional component, which makes sense because we have our physical body, then we have our emotional body, our mental body, and our spiritual body way out around us. So inside of all of it is our physical body. So our physical body lives within those other multi-dimensions that we have. So, and unless and until we address what's going on emotionally, what's going on physically is never going to make a difference. And so I don't know about you out there, if you've ever struggled at all with weight loss. For myself, I found myself eating out of emotional hunger and not physical hunger. And when I would like go off the, whatever program I was on, because this is not a food-based program. I will tell you, this is unlike any diet I've ever been on. So I'm 51 years old. I started dieting when I was 10. My parents owned 12 weight loss clinics. It was a franchise, and I helped them, and I would help my mom with the classes. We did exercise classes and nutrition classes and all of that. So like knowing all the things and doing all the things, because we had to look like the perfect little, diet center family. It was not enough. And it kept me going up and down and up and down and up and down from the time I was 10 until I was 49, as I started releasing this weight. So the inner voice is so, so, so important because it addresses that emotional issue on the most basic level with frequencies. So what I do is the easy scan. So on the software, the easy scan, it does three things it does the inner voice, it does the vital scan, which helps read, it's going to give us some information like what food sensitivities you have. It also gives you information about what is going on, in your body, and you can kind of see patterns going on. It also does so it scans and then it optimizes. So let me back up a little bit for those of you who are new to frequencies. So even Einstein said the future of medicine is in frequencies. And Nikola Tesla, pretty smart guy, said that if you want to understand how things work, really, you want to look at frequencies, resonance, the whole world of that. So they've identified, currently we have over 170,000 frequencies in our software. And so basically, I tell people like at the very root of things, because everything's a frequency. I tell people everything's a frequency and a brain pattern. And guess what brain patterns are? Frequencies. So what the software does, it has identified. So, in the scripture, it says we're made in his image. Well, what does that mean? Right? Well, that's perfection, right? And so we know that when um so they've identified what is the perfect every part of our physical body, every part of our emotional body, our mental body, and our spiritual body. So the software, everybody has a unique frequency blueprint. And it's so unique that so out of the 8 billion people on the planet, there's only a 1 in 4.3 trillion odds that your frequency blueprint is like anybody else's. So it's pretty darn specific. So what the software basically does in a nutshell, one of the things that it does, it'll scan your frequency blueprint. Then it'll compare it to what I call the divine blueprint, that perfection we were talking about. And then the software is so smart, it will emit frequencies that your body needs to move your frequency blueprint back into alignment with the divine blueprint. Now, I think this software is pretty miraculous. However, the software is not the miracle. God made the body to be the miracle because we know when we're in alignment with that divine, with the perfection, that our body is designed to naturally go back into balance. So, this inner voice audio every morning, and I also do it before I go to bed, helps me get recentered emotionally. And of course, there's a spillover into the physical effects, right? So I start every morning with my inner voice audio, and this is what the screen looks like. And it has 4 different songs that I listen to as I'm getting going for the day. And there's also a time of day audio that I also listen to in the morning. And then Lauren Swenson is the man who developed the software. He's brilliant, heart-centered entrepreneur leader. And so he says that the morning frequencies are like a virtual like a frequency cup of coffee. So it kind of wakes you up. And then the ones before bed, like the evening ones, are like frequency based, like almost like a melatonin or a sleep aid, but it's done through frequency. So I listen to the time of day audio and gets me revved up for the day. Then the next thing I do, it says imprint homeopathics into water. So we have all the homeopathic remedies. We have all the Bach flower remedies. There's so many parts to this software. So it will scan me and it'll tell me a couple things. It'll tell me what homeopathic remedies do I need for the day, and it'll tell me what supplements I need for the day. So I was spending about probably $500 or $600 a month on supplements before I got this software. Now our bodies do not need all of those things every day. So I entered my supplements that I do take into the scanner, and it'll tell me what I actually need, what my body is actually calling for. So so every day it's custom to me what I take. So I imprint the homeopathics into water, and again, it shows it up right here on the screen. You can see over here what homeopathic remedies I need for the day, and then it'll also tell me what supplements I need. It'll also tell me what foods to avoid. So again, I was telling you, like I'm not on a diet per se. Like there's not a set list of foods that I eat. There is every day a list of foods that I avoid based on these scans because it reads my body and it says, you know what? You don't really have everything you need on board. So to metabolize this food. So I need to put my readers on. So this day this is yesterday's scan. It was saying to avoid strawberries, cumin, cucumbers, and sweet potatoes. So yesterday I did not eat any of those foods. And I will tell you on days where it says a specific food and I go ahead and eat it anyway, I end up being bloated, not feeling great. So how wonderful is it that every day I could see really what is my body calling for and what do I need to avoid? So it's telling me what I need for homeopathic remedies, my supplements, and what to avoid. So I avoid those foods that are listed in the food sensitivities. Also, it'll show you, so this is a before column on the right and then the after. So what it does, remember how I said it'll scan your frequency blueprint and then it will send you the optimized frequencies to bring you back into alignment? So there's a before and a current scan. So the current scan, we scan and then we optimize. So one of the disclaimers I want to say is this software is for education. It's not meant to like we don't diagnose, We don't heal things, we optimize. So we're optimizing those frequencies to bring us back into balance. So with the chakras, it showed yesterday that I had a couple that were low. That was my previous scan. But then after it ran the software and it optimized it, everything was fine. Now, sometimes it doesn't optimize. And then I know I could go to another part of my software and play those frequencies to bring things back into balance. Then it also shows our meridians. So our meridians are our energetic body. And it's actually the first thing when conceived, the very first thing that comes on board is the conception meridian and I need to look at get my readers on again. So the conception and the governing vessel, the ones that start right above your mouth and right below your mouth, though that is the very first thing that's formed. And then the way God has designed us, then like everything else, we're formed in frequency first with energy, and then the physical appears, right? So I don't know if you guys knew that or not. So we have meridians that I balance every day because again, all of these things, all the meridians are affiliated with organs and functionality. So like you can see here on my yesterday one, it showed that my lung here was red. So that means I was overactive. But then after it optimized, it was green. So I was good with my lungs. And all the other ones in the first row were all green. The second row were green. This one here, bladder, started off overactive, but then it went to green. The next row, everything was like, so this day, everything ended up being optimized. So I didn't need to use the my illuminator. But what I want to tell you is that we have this, it's called an illuminator. It uses 660 infrared light. And with the meridians, I don't know if you guys can see the little red lines. It's the pathway of the meridian and how the energy flows, whether it's flowing going up or if it's flowing going down. And so I know the most powerful thing to do is I could either trace them with my hand and move the energy because I know how to do that, or I could actually take my infrared light and go to the points. And I could either, so like the stomach meridians, for example, I'm just going to do this because they're on my face, is right below my eye. And so I could start with the endpoints and like supercharge, activate those endpoints to get them woken up. Excuse me. So Solex also has these tools that we get to use. So that's partially of how I balance my chakras and meridians using this infrared light. Now we have another red light therapy device called a 660 band. I'm going to talk to you guys about that in a minute. If you don't have the infrared illuminator, you can also use this. I like this because it's more targeted for those points, that's what I like to use. You could also use the band though. So I start by just getting my body back into balance so that it has the best chance possible to metabolize things as effectively as possible. Okay, so the first thing I do, like I said, was the quick scan, clearing my energy and then grounding myself. And then I start scanning and balancing, optimizing things. The next step after I get that done is the body system, because again, our body, it's not just one thing. It's not like we just have to make sure that our lymphatic system is good to go and that the detoxing can happen. It's all of the systems need to be working together, right? So this is an easy scan. Literally, you just click this one button. It says scan and optimize, and it goes through, and it's all of the systems in the body plus your hormones, because we know our hormones impact. So like insulin, like blood sugar issues, those are hormonal issues. So we can scan and optimize those every day. Circulatory system, connective tissue, digestion. You think that's important for releasing weight? Endocrine, that's our hormones. To also lymphatic, which is responsible for detoxing. We want these systems as best as they can be. Musculoskeletal, your nervous system, respiratory system, sensory nervous, augmentary, which is our skin and our hair, our urinary system, our chromosomes, down to our chromosomes. Also cells and mitochondria. The mitochondria is those powerhouse of the cells. That's really important. And then of course, like I said, the hormones. So I scan and optimize all my body systems. That's the next step I do. That takes just a few minutes. And then this is the fun part. Then I go to my Cephi part of my scanner, which I told you I had three favorite parts. The Cephi is like one of those top three favorite parts because I just like to play with the frequencies. So I have created a weight release playlist, and that's showing in the middle. And for those of you who want a copy of this PowerPoint, I'll send you the recording, but I also will send you a PDF file of this information so that you have that. We have frequencies of weight control, weight management, ultimate emotions, because again, that emotional part for me was just a deal breaker.
Down, come down. Come.
Oh,
Hey, come.
you. I don't know who's. Okay. So we have ultimate emotions, energetic clearing again, allergies, because this allergies one are allergies to pollen, dust, and food. You can't see the food part. Sacral chakra, that's connected to losing weight. And then we have some homeopathics, graphites, natrum carb. And then we have some other things that like boost our like confidence, self-esteem, and love, forgiveness, and gratitude, those high frequencies. Then some more cell salts and homeopathics, natrum phosphoricum, calcaria, carbonaca, and graphites naturalis. I'm probably butchering those Latin names. Sorry about that, Tammy. I know Tammy probably knows them all down. She's got them all down. So I apologize if those hurt your ears. So what I do is I imprint. So Cephi stands for subtle energy frequency imprinter. Now we could broadcast the frequencies, which I'm going to talk about that too, and we could imprint them. So Solix has this really cool little mixer ball. You could put in a water bottle or any kind of shake thing, but it's made with a material that really holds a frequency as well. Every 2 weeks, I let it charge out in the sun. They also have so I say weight release playlist imprinted into jewelry. So they have rings and bracelets made with the same material, and the mixer ball. So I imprint my jewelry and mixer ball with this weight release playlist so that the water that I'm drinking, and it's with me all the time, right? Because I wear my everything all the time. So I imprint this playlist into my water. So I will take just a glass of water and imprint it into there, but I always have this mixer ball in whatever I'm drinking. So I'm getting the frequencies then in what I'm drinking. And like I said, it's always with me. It's what I'm wearing. The other thing that we have is Cephi dots. So these Cephi dots are these holographic stickers that let me show you. They're like holographic stickers, and that they also hold charges, frequency charges. So I imprint some things into my Cephi dots. And you can see on this picture in the bottom right corner, I move my Cephi dots around. So this is below your knee. This is right above your ankle. This is in the middle of your body above your navel. I don't ever use this one on my face. I've never done the Cephi dots on my face. And this is above your knee. So my favorite place is right above my ankle. That seems to be like where it sticks the best. And so I imprint my Cephi dots with a playlist that they've already created called Perfect Body. And so I do that every day. So I carry those frequencies from that perfect body with me every single day. Then the next thing I do now, this is my third thing that I was saying, the top 3 things about my favorite part of the software is I've created a mind sync for me to listen to with my headphones every morning and every night. And so with MindSync, for those of you who don't know, I am trained as an NLP master coach and trainer. And I've invested a lot of money, almost like $30,000 to do that. Well, guess what? In September, Lauren is so amazing. He's always adding to our software. So from the time I started to now, like it's just grown and grown and grown. I think Tammy said we started with like maybe 90,000 frequencies. Now we're up to over 170,000. So they're continually improving it. And they're committed that they're never going to raise the price. It's $149 a month. It's a subscription. You can cancel at any time. And in September, they added this new part of the software called MindSync. Oh my goodness. This, I think, has really been a game changer. So with what the MindSync software does is it puts your brain directly in a theta. So how that works is it uses HemiSync technology. So in one ear, when you record your affirmation, so first of all, people can listen to frequencies on YouTube, right? But they're not custom for you. People can listen to affirmations, but they're not in your voice. So this just takes it to a whole new level. So the most powerful voice inside your head really is the voice of God. After that, it's your own voice. So it's so much more powerful. And that being said, you can say all the affirmations you want all day long. And unless you're doing a few things, it's not going to go into the unconscious mind, which really controls all of those deeply rooted belief systems, which are keeping us stuck in ways that we don't want to be stuck. So now we have MindSync, which to me is like the ultimate hack in creating what you want. So what the MindSync does, it allows your brain to go right into theta. So when theta brainwaves happen, that's when our body repairs, restores, heals. And it's also where it accesses the unconscious mind to create. That's when we're dreaming. So when we're listening to the inner voice, one of the things I do is I listen to it as I'm falling asleep, as my body's going into those theta brainwaves, and when I wake up. So I do this first thing when I wake up in the morning. So I get the benefit of just coming out of theta brainwaves. So you use headphones. So in one ear, it has, I think he said 28 hertz. The other ear is 20 hertz. And what the brain does when you have headphones on, and you'll hear the sound right in the center, it puts your brain right into theta. So it goes right in there. So I'm a mindset coach. So when we say these affirmations to ourselves, sometimes you might hear that voice in your head that's not your friend. I call it the itty bitty shitty committee because it is not our friend. It has bad news all the time. So you might say, so one of the affirmations, I have the script here. I am committed to my weight release journey. And so if you don't really buy into that, but you want to buy into that, that's what you really want to believe. But if you don't believe it, you'll hear that little voice say, "Oh, no, no, you're not. It's not, you're not enough. You're not committed." And so with this software, it bypasses that. I mean, I'm telling you, this is like a major hack for the brain. It goes right into the unconscious mind to reprogram it. So twice a day, I listen to my MindSync, and literally it takes like a minute. It's amazing. So like some of the statements are, I'm committed to my weight release journey. I am releasing weight in a healthy and sustainable way. I am in control of my eating habits and exercise routine. So you could really say whatever you want. I used I'm all about this AI technology to make some things easier for myself. So I have a prompt, and if anybody's curious about what that prompt is, I could send it to you on how you could use the MindSync technology to create affirmations that are effective. And so this is what came up with my weight release script. Future Connie is worth the effort, and it just I'm telling you, it is phenomenal. So you only have to record it once, and then you email it to yourself and you save it on your phone, and then you just listen to it, and it's very short. So that's the next thing I do is I listen to my MindSync to get my unconscious mind on board with what I'm doing. And then the last thing is the supplements that I'm using that Solex has come out with. Again, in September, they came out with some really amazing products that I just love that I want to share with you. So the first one, I was telling you about this 660 band, right? And how that works is people call it a watch, but it's not a watch. But basically you wear it like a watch, and over these arteries that are going in and out of your hand. I'll put this on real quick. And so it just straps on, and then I could go about my business. And we have a new supplement called Blue, and it will dye your tongue blue. You could take some vitamin C, and the vitamin C will erase the blue. So let me tell you what Blue does. It says it promotes blood circulation. Well, what does that mean? That means that your nutrients are getting through all parts of your body better. Promotes oxygen flow, again, getting more like things really delivered in a healthiest way possible throughout your body. Supports age-related cognitive health, that's our brain. Promotes memory function, again, that's our brain. Prolongs cell lifespan. It is also Anti-parasitical. So somebody earlier before we started was asking about a parasite list. We also is antiviral. So it can help your immune system keep those viruses away. You know which viruses I'm talking about. It's antibacterial. And it is also, there's 4 different things. Antiviral, anti-parasitical, anti-bacterial, anti-viral. Are those 4? Did I say those 4? And so that's just the tip of the iceberg of what this does. So I will tell you, it gives also gives me more energy, which makes sense because it has more oxygen going through your body. The other thing that helps is pulse. And it's also, both of these products are nano technology. So it really gets into your body in a really quick way. So Tammy actually is the one who inspired me to take Pulse. Again, it's for your heart, right? Pulse, like a pulse of your heart. Promotes blood circulation, promotes brain function, improves nutrient and oxygen to your cells, helps fight inflammation, which inflammation, is like the root of all disease. So I used to just take this on the 2 days a week that I would work out. And but Tammy was taking it every day and getting better results. And so she inspired me to take it every day. And so it really does. Now, if some people experience a niacin flush, I kind of like it. I think that makes me know that it's working. I'm very pale, so like my skin will turn red, but it passes pretty quickly. But if I take it right before I walk into the gym, it makes my workouts more effective. And if I'm going to be there anyway, don't you want it to be the best it can be? Well, this helps you do that. And then I also take Solex Gold every day. I put that in my water as well. It's Solex Gold is this is what it looks like. And the magic of this is there's some, I call them ancient minerals, fulvic acid and humic acid, and it helps your body detox, which what's in fat cells is not just fat. Guess what else is in fat cells? Toxins. So we might have this not a very good relationship with our fat cells and I was that way too until I was educated, because those fat cells are actually trying to protect you because it holds the toxins in so it won't damage your organs. And so it needs a safe pathway out of your body. And humic and fulvic acid help provide that safe pathway out of your body. So that's why I take that every morning also in my water. And then at the full moon, so we were talking about parasites earlier. And again, thank you, Tammy Ward. She's the one who I had bought the X, but I had never used it. It is our supplement. It comes in a powder in a little package, and it's high in fiber, supports digestion. It is an appetite suppressant. I don't take this every day. I do 3 days. I do the day before the full moon, on the full moon, and the day after the full moon, because I'm working on parasite cleanse every full moon. So if you're going to do a parasite cleanse, you want to do it at the full moon because that's when they're most awake and alert. So, and it fights fatigue, clears brain fog, increases T cell activity. That's all the things that this does. And I take that every night for 3 nights in a row, night before the full moon, on the full moon, the night after the full moon. And if you want to continue to take it, the directions on the back are that you take it for 3 days in a row, and then you take a day off, and then it's every other day. And so that's how this works. I just do it on the full moon. So those are the supplements that I take. I take those every day, whether the other supplements that I take, whether it calls for it or not, because I know the value, especially this time of year with antiviral, antibacterial, this blue, so important. And detoxing, so important. So those I take just no matter what. So basically, it's a very simple process. I scan and optimize my frequencies, listen to my inner voice. Then I imprint the frequencies into my water, in my Sefidot, and my jewelry. I use the Mind Sync to reprogram those unconscious beliefs. And then I take the supplements plus my red light therapy. So here's some tips that I've learned over the years and over the last couple of years. So I told you I don't have a diet that I follow as far as what food I eat. In general, I know sugar is not my friend, so I avoid sugar because I just know that's how sugar creates more inflammation in your body. Now, does that mean I never, ever, ever have sugar? No. And what I will tell you when I do eat sugar, what you can do is there is a food poisoning frequency, because sugar really is poison to our body. So for not Easter, for Christmas, I enjoyed some homemade Christmas cookies, and it didn't make me feel that great afterwards. So I ran food poisoning, and it made me feel a lot better. So outside of really avoiding sugar, just because I know it's poison for my body, there's not any hard and fast meal. Like before this last couple of years of doing this, I was always like, this is what I can eat and this is what I can't eat. And it was a very strict regimented thing and a lot of suffering, to tell you the truth. And so after Nicholas went to heaven, I decided I already have enough suffering and grief from losing my child, that every other area of my life, I'm not going to have suffering. I'm going to have joy. And so I did not know I could actually release weight and not suffer until I kind of put this together. So the very basic first tip is very simple. I eat only when I'm physically hungry. That's it. Doesn't that make sense? That's what animals do. They don't eat for emotional reasons. So I check in with my body and I only eat when I'm physically hungry. It sounds so simple. You say it out loud. Now, when I'm emotionally hungry, we have tools for that. So I listen to my inner voice songs when I'm emotionally hungry, and I drink some water, some imprinted water. So that's easy to do, right? No suffering. And then I stop eating. So I start eating when I'm hungry and I stop eating when I'm physically satiated. So it's like when that hunger, the uncomfortable feeling of hunger goes away, when I'm like not really hungry, but I'm not really like I'm not full. I don't eat till when I'm miserable. I just eat until I'm physically satiated. So that's the only food guidelines I really have. I also drink. My best habit that I have from growing up in a weight loss family was I drink, the goal really is 128 ounces. Start with 64 ounces of water, good water, clean water. And I imprint the water with our water playlist. And of course, I imprint my little shaker ball. So drink plenty of water. You want to detox with the Solex Gold and Solex X. And then so this is another tip. I broadcast performance frequencies during my workout. I have one of my workout friends on here. And so what I do is so we said we could imprint things, but we could also broadcast like a radio signal broadcast out. So I broadcast the exercise frequencies to BioFit, which is where I work out. So I took a picture and I put that in as a space for me. And I figure, why not send the exercise frequencies to everybody I'm working out with so we all can get great results. So it's really around, so energetic clearing, that's important, right? We want to get all that stuff out of our plate space. Breathe free, because it's important to make sure you're getting plenty of oxygen when you're working out. This one is concentration, determination. The last one that you can't see is called finish, which is like to like get you to the end of it, like not to quit early. Focus, that's important when you're working out. Health, strength, and recovery, because we're getting stronger. Resolve, like no matter what. Like I started doing this, and now exercise in the past for me has been like, there's you're either have a carrot or a stick, right? Like either working towards something, like you're toward motivated is what we call it, or you're away from motivated, like the stick. Exercise up until this has always been away from motivated. It was something I had to do that I didn't want to do. Now I am toward motivated. Like I want to do it. And so these frequencies of resolve really make a difference. Like I'm doing it and I'm excited. Energy boost, isn't that a good thing to have when you're exercising? Perfect health. So we want that model of perfect health. And then sports enhancement. So because our workout at the gym, it's strength training, and we're only competing against ourselves. So it's just whatever my last workout was, can I maintain it or beat it? So that's why I use that sports enhancement frequency. So you might be wondering, like, I never even knew there was frequencies for all these things, but there are. So and so many more. So what I really want to leave you with is we are multidimensional beings. And what I mean by that is weight issues are held in all four realms of our body. So just like I said before, we are physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And the beautiful thing about the software is it addresses all four realms with our software. And then, of course, the physical body with the infrared light tools and the supplements. So one of the things I wanted to share with you tonight is on Saturday, I'm actually teaching a SOAR in 24 vision board class to help manifest your vision and using some goals because it's important. Like if you want to take on your health this year, I highly recommend like you get really clear and specific about what you want. Like when I get into my car and I have to go somewhere new, it needs to know the destination, or else it's going to not take me to where I'm going. So every year I've been doing this vision board class. I use all the tools and training that I've had, and we use feng shui concepts, which is the art of energy placement. And we pick a power word for the year and either a scripture and or inspirational quote. I have templates in Canva that I share with you guys. And then I have a special bonus gift that I actually mail out. Normally to the public, I charge $20.24, which is not much at all for the class and all the tools and then the bonuses that I mail to you. Because you're on this class and you're working with me, it's only $11. Really just to cover my shipping costs and I also am a big believer in you need to have some skin in the game. So that a little bit is enough. It's Saturday at 1 o'clock and it's going to be recorded. So if you can't be on live, you're going to get the recording. And of course, you're going to get all the materials. So I want to go to questions now. I'm going to stop the sharing. And I see we do have, it looks like we do have a question. Oh, Tammy's put in the playlist. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and yes, Scott, I will definitely get you the PDF of this of the presentation. Thank you. So, does anybody have, like, I don't see any other questions. Does anybody else have any other like questions that I could help you with? I will tell you, again, you're going to hear me say, if you know me at all, like no suffering is my battle cry. And to be able, now, did I lose all this weight in a very short amount of time? No, but guess what? It didn't come on overnight and it's not going to go off overnight. And I also know that it will go, it's stable. Like it's gone and it'll stay gone because it's going in a healthy way. So here we have a question. Can I play thank you. Can I play the sounds? Even the kids at school, it's for them remotely. Absolutely. So the great thing about the software, I've worked with people, and I know Tammy has too, from literally around the world. And one of our teammates from Australia is on here right now. And so it works through the quantum field. So you could, like I said, I send it to the gym. The gym's about 20 minutes from my house. You could send it to you at work or with your kids. There's no age limit on it. You could also send it to your pets. We have quite a few people that in Tammy's an expert in that too, with her precious little sweet little dogs. And so it benefits them. So yeah, you could, it's for it. And the great thing about this now, I will say, so the first thing I want to say is the frequencies really can't hurt you. That being said, we have some detox frequencies. If you detox too much, you will get a Herxheimer effect, and that will be uncomfortable. So when you're working with the detox frequencies, which I didn't even go into any of those, but we do have a very extensive list of detox frequencies. You only want to take on one or two at a time because it will it'll go to, like, our bodies are only, again, it didn't happen overnight. You don't want to rush the healing process. But I really do believe this is realigning my resonance with the divine and perfection. And in those realms, there is not a weight issue. And so it is addressing my physical being, it is addressing my emotional being, my mental being, and my spiritual being. It's a complete balanced solution. So for those of you who are guests, whoever invited you, first of all, tell them thank you and get back with them and they could let you know how to get the software for yourself. For those of you who are that are already working with the software, I'd love to hear any feedback or any questions. If any of you have had some experience with these tools that I talked about tonight and how it's helped you lose weight. I know Tammy has had massive success I don't know if you are open to sharing that or not, because I know she just had some dental work too, and I don't want to take advantage of you.
Yes, I'd be happy to share. I have lost about 80 pounds in my time of using the technology. I've been using it for 3 years, and the weight has just kind of slowly fallen off. When I started Pulse, I lost 20 pounds just almost immediately. I'm a little bit at a standstill right now because I did have some major oral surgery done. Um, and the software has just been amazing for me just in that healing too. So uh, it's been incredible. These are subtle energies, you guys. This is not something that you're going to run and you're going to be completely fine. This is something we need to do on a day-to-day basis, a moment-to-moment basis. We're getting frequencies that are hitting us all the time, and these are not good frequencies. We have EMF, we have, the 5G. Now they're ramping that up some more. So, and the things are spraying in the air. There's a lot of things going on that we can't physically see, but our physical bodies are showing signs that something is going on. So, this is just one of the ways that you can use something on a daily basis and it won't do any harm. It will help educate you. It will help you know exactly what you need to do for your body. It's been an amazing tool. When I started, I was in a very bad way. I was suicidal. I literally did not want to live. Did not want to live life. I was an alcoholic. Um, I was abusing medications, Xanax, things like that. And Scott can clarify that. I was drinking a box of wine about every 2 days. So that's how terrible I was feeling. A friend of mine reached out, scanned me from Pennsylvania, and I was like, holy cow, how does this thing know everything about me that I haven't even shared? So I immediately wanted it. I was like, how do I get access to this? And she said, oh, it's just a subscription basis. And I'm like, are you kidding me? How much is it? It's got to be expensive. And I immediately, the thing that I heard from Lauren, our founder and our president, was that if you will use the inner voice daily and multiple times a day, that will turn your life around. And I stuck onto that. I scanned myself like Connie does. I do the easy scan every morning. Um, but whenever I first got the device, we did not have easy scan. We just had vitals, comprehensive, Cephi, and inner voice. That was it. We had some modules that were grayed out. They were coming, but they weren't available yet.
And not all the inner voice that we have now.
Yeah, and we've got a new inner voice now. So I literally would do the inner voice multiple times a day. I'm talking upwards to 7 to 10 different times a day. I reran my inner voice. I would listen to it. After about 3 months, Scott didn't really have any idea of what I was doing. He knew I was doing something, but he just didn't quite understand what was going on. And after 3 months, he goes, what are you doing? You're changing. We've been married 36 years. We just celebrated 36-year anniversary this past December. And I just told him, I said, well, I'm using this little frequency device. I really don't know what it's all about. All I just know is I love the tunes and I'm listening every day and I wear my glasses. I mean, I make this, it's a habit. I do it every day without fail. And after 6 months, he said, you have returned. And I would tell everybody, I'm amazing. I'm happy. I love life. And my entire family was like, what are you doing? You have completely changed. When I tell you I was suicidal, I was in the psych ward multiple times. So I had attempted suicide many times. I'm an only child. I had lots of abuse in my past. So life was not fun for me, but now I can truly say this device has totally helped me change my life. So thank you, Connie. Thank you for sharing this because I think everybody in the world needs this. We need to be providing good, positive frequencies to everybody we can, and we need to get this into the hands of everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and I just want to thank you. You have been such an amazing resource for the whole entire community. I love you so much.
I love you
My
too.
team loves you so much. You're like, we are so blessed to have you, and thank you for being on here. You're I want to be Tammy when I grow up, but I know I'll never get there.
You're so
So
funny.
thank you for sharing.
Well, I appreciate you allowing me to be here.
Absolutely. Do we have any other? I'm going to put the link for the vision board. I'm sorry, I should have done that earlier. Um, I'm going to put that in the chat for everybody. And on that vision board page, there's two things that you need to do. You need to register, and there's a little form you fill out. So I could have your address. So I can send you the special bonus. So the bonus is, guess what it's going to be? You're going to get some like really cool little metallic butterfly stickers to put on your vision board that will be imprinted, of course. Sort of like supercharges your vision board. So you get those. And then I got another couple things like little surprises that are on their way. So they're not here right now, or else I'd show you. So that's thank you for Viv for asking about that. Do we have any other questions? So Jody had asked like about grounding. So in grounding sheets, I used to use grounding sheets, and now I don't need to because we have, and I can show you, and I can even play it. Like I'm not going to do the whole 3 minutes, but what I will do is we'll do a little clearing. That always feels good. Love the clearing. Just to get everything for the day. And as a Reiki master, like I know how to do this kind of thing. And like Tammy was saying, when she found the software, I was not in a good place either. Both of my children are in heaven. I did not want to be here. I was not actively suicidal. However, I did not want to be here. And so I could not generate any of the energy work tools that I had. I couldn't use. It made no difference. Made no difference. So that's what the clearing, I think always that feels so good. I'll play a little bit of the grounding so you can get to experience it for a minute. That sounds like the ocean right now. For me, it just brings me back to peace. And so, like I said, there's no suffering. So I eat when I'm hungry. I stop when I'm not. And when I have emotional hunger issues, I just play either like I could ground myself, clear myself, I could do inner voice, and I drink some imprinted water, no suffering. So I hope that this that can make a difference. Oh, it says I haven't used Cephi dots. Please give some tips on reusing them or things to avoid. So with the Cephi dots, one of the things I will tell you, one of the reasons I put it above, it's like 3 fingers above my ankle bone on the inside of my leg, and I rotate left, right leg. But it'll stay there. It'll stay there for a good week or two, really. And so I hold my scanner down to that area and I imprint it every day. So I don't change them out every day. I let them stay there. And as long as there is the foil on the back where like it's imprintable. So like that will start to wear down. And so I use the dots. I also will use Cellular Restore. Cellular Restore helps your body's stem cell production. And again, that's those new stem cells that help growth and healing. So as my body is healing, my organs are healing, my metabolism is healing, I think the stem cells are useful. So, and because I'm 51 and vain, I guess, apparently, I've been using the Youth Eternal. And that also, I imprint the Cephi Dot. So I load that Cephi Dot up with those 3 categories. Because, as I'm releasing weight, I have excess skin. That's the reality. And so the stem cells and the youth will is helping support my skin. And that's really the main reason I'm doing that. So that's what I would say about Cephi Dots. Great questions. Anyone else? I hope this has been useful. I hope you learned something new. I hope it, for those of you who have never heard about frequencies, is giving you some things to think about. If you're one of my guests, please reach out to me and I can send you more information if you're interested in more information. For those of you who have not yet experienced an inner voice session, I am more than happy to do that with you. It takes about a half hour, and it's I keep going back and forth. I don't know if MindSync is my favorite thing or if Inner Voice is my favorite thing or Cephi. It's all so good. And Inner Voice really, I lost my mom 10 weeks ago, and I don't know what I would do without these frequencies. I could not be functioning without my mom and my son are the 2 people on the planet who I love the more than anything. And they're now together, not physically with me. And I was in a bad way, and I'm just telling you, and it's easy to eat. I mean, I gained weight after Nicholas went to heaven. I mean, it's just, there's such a big emotional component, at least in my experience, with issues around weight in your body. Why not actually go to the root of it and heal it there? And that's really, if you could just do, I know I covered a lot of different things. If you just started with a subscription, it's $149 a month. You use your own device, and I can tell you what you need the specs in for your device. It's easy to do. There's no long-term commitment. It's month to month. It comes with Solex University, so they train you. There's this company's amazing. If you're not in the Facebook group, I'll be glad to invite you into the Facebook group. You'll see Tammy shares like a champion in there, and so does Scott, and just great information. We have such an amazing community of people that want you to win. And really it is like a family atmosphere. So don't do this by yourself. Don't think you have to do it by yourself. And we just covered one little aspect of what the software can do. When I say this, the sky's the limit. Tammy and I have fun with have you done this? And what about this? And maybe if we do this, so one of the fun things that we've done is you can send your therapy tools, right? Can be an object that you can send frequencies to. So you can send whatever, balancing frequencies, and then put them on your meridians. I mean, so you're getting at that, and you're getting the benefits of the red light. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. I send abundance frequencies to my bank account. That helps pay for my software. Wouldn't you like to have abundance frequencies in your bank account? We have several businesses. I help run a family fence company. We do not do any advertising. I send frequent abundance frequencies to our business bank accounts. I mean, there's just, the sky's the limit. So while we talked about weight loss today, there is literally I don't know of anything that has really stumped us and said, I don't know if our software can do that or not. It's I'm telling, because if you don't know what it is, you can go into the Facebook group and there'll be somebody that has already figured it out. And I love that I found that you can't do anything by yourself. It takes a village. Communities are great. That's so true, Rosie. So very true. Yeah. Well, thank you, Scott. Thank you, Wei. Thank you, Troy. I'm so glad we were able to do this. Wendy said to me, you've been losing weight with these frequencies. Can you put this together? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I can. And then it just kind of took on a life of its own. So thank you, Wendy, for all of your help and all your leadership, that what you do. And for the inspiration behind all of this. So thank you.
Well, thank you for tonight. This was the greatest gift ever. And I know you're recording it and it's going to continue to be giving. And it was beautiful and perfect. Thank you.
I'm just so glad my electricity came back on.
I knew it would. I just knew it would.
I had a backup plan, but this is so much better. So thank you, Claudia. Okay, well, I'm going to stop the recording.